Oh. Okay, I think I'm back on. Wi-Fi disconnect. Alright, it should be going again. Just double check. Is it working? Oh, there it goes. Alright, so as I was saying, so it's patched up. The epoxy clay is hardened pretty much. I could sand it in 30 minutes or so, just so that it doesn't crumble. Same thing with the head here. I'll put more clay on here, patch the arms here. Let me go back to this guy here, and maybe you guys can in the comments or the chat right now of maybe a brief female character I can sculpt, like not like crazy intense, but just kind of like maybe make it the form. You see it right here. I have a little brief armature here. As you can see, an armature to put clay on. It's essentially aluminum foil, armature wire, which is aluminum, floral wire, which you pretty much get a lot of the stuff from your craft store, and I use epoxy clay to kind of bulk up the head and the rib cage area. But usually it's aluminum foil. But let's see, it's back to this again here, so I'll take the gloves off. For anyone that's showing up right now, it's this material here. Alright, so I got the clay here in my hand. Let's see. Where is it at? Maybe use the spatula tool real quick. I made kind of the outline for the glove right here. Do the same thing for the other side here. It's not that I want to stop sculpting this piece, just that I can't work on this piece only the whole time. I guess I can, but I would rather not. It's because I think I was making a digital sculpt of this character already, and I don't want to spend too much on traditional sculpting this guy. That'd be cool to have a traditional and a digital aspect of sculpting. It's the same character. I need a little more clay. Hold on. Ah, that's what I hate about making small ears on such a weird shaped head. Sorry, I muted real quick. Is it just slight disturbance in the force? No, okay. I don't think his ear's the same size. I don't know why, but I feel like it's too much, and then I take some away. Normally it's best to make sure when you apply one ear, you apply both ears at the same time. Okay, that's a lot better. Alright, so let's see. It is getting very close. Let me get. I don't think I'm rubbing alcohol right now. Give me a second or so I can start smoothing out the piece and refining it. Hold on, I gotta mute real quick. I'll be back in about a minute or so. Alright, I am back. Okay, so I got, this is the stuff I use to smooth out. Well, this is not just used for this clay, it can also be used for other oil-based clays. So that's the problem with alcohol. I usually like the 99%, but you can use 91%. The higher percentage, the more aggressive it is on the clay. I also brought some other 3D prints. The IRO one. See if we can focus a little better. Come on. There it goes. A little better. I was doing some sanding here along the sides there, but maybe a little bit of patch right here I can do a little bit later. They're pretty nice. I also got the Doom guy body right here, the Doom doll. With this back here. And this is where the head goes on. It's like it's a 10-inch figure. It's different colors. I use different filament. Or did I use different filament? I think I did. But you can turn the arm, get fist bump, like in the game. I made this model, so I made it and 3D printed it. Okay. Back to this here. I'll give a quick example, I guess, of this maybe. Not yet. Maybe 20 minutes or so. Hold on. Okay. Back to this here, just so close. I need to just finish up patching and I could start smoothing. Alright, hold on, I need to check my camera. I think my camera, that's right, my camera's angle's been changed since the beginning of this broadcast. Not since the beginning, but since I think 10 minutes into the broadcast. Alright, there it goes. I'm going to work on the legs a little bit. I'm going to use this bigger spatula here to get a better surface. I'm going to bring his arms out a little bit. T-pose is always best for like sculpting in general. You know, posing is great. You know, you could definitely get a gesture kind of deal. Ideal for 3D printing or making figures digitally though. Unless you try to make like some sort of animation, then you should make sure your characters are in T-pose. Right here, just trying to smooth that out, get a little more of the calf. It's got a reasonable large calf here, so I'm going to bring that out right here. Get the profile of the calf first, and then I'll fill in the space in between. Like this is a little lacking right here. Now I'll put something in between that right there. And then I can carve away at that. Okay, yeah, sorry, my leg is kind of bothering me. Not too much though. It's not crazy like it used to be. A little fuller, a little gigantic, a bit of gigantic for the calf. But he's a pretty big guy, so I guess that would make sense. there goes the thing. I don't know if anyone's interested in. I will just. I don't know if I will paint this figure or not. I guess I can, but I'd like to move to the next project real quick. Just kind of getting the foot shape right here real quick. Make this calf a little larger as well. I don't want to be too aggressive. I don't want to knock the clay off the armature. Ah, my leg. I think I'll make this a little more subtle. But I'll make sure the pelvis, the hip right here, sticks out though. So I'm going to switch to a different tool here real quick. Where is it? I need that. Is it this one? Actually, I don't recall what I was going to take. No, I wanted... Yeah, I'll use this one right here real quick. Just kind of make that pelvis right here a little more significant right here. Yeah, he's got pretty large quads. So adding some muscle on the side of the leg. So I keep just seeming to, like, by the way, this is less than a pound of clay so far, so I'm looking pretty good with making this figure. I always like to see how much clay I'm using. Kind of calculate costs. I like to use less clay, but sometimes it's better to use more. I might go ahead and start smoothing a little bit with that isopropyl alcohol. Just trying to blend this in right here. Smooth this out with my finger a bit. Don't rely entirely on the isopropyl alcohol or the rubbing alcohol. It won't completely smooth out any divots or bumps. It will only do minor smoothing, such as blending edges of maybe added clay. Well, what do you guys think of the broadcast so far? Any ways you think is interesting? I'd like to hear some like input a little bit. Something I could maybe do next time if you guys want to see. That's looking pretty good. It looks like a lot more like him. Maybe I'll do some touch up on the back here. Ah, hold on, sorry. Just gotta use both my hands now. Just kind of smooth out and shape real quick. It's important to use both hands so you truly sculpt anything. It helps keep symmetry, and you can start and you can kind of move your fingers along the piece. I think his pelvis should come up a little more for this here. Just kind of show the pelvis here, the hip. You know, even this body type here should have a division line from the gut or the back muscles here. Bring this out a little bit more. Guess I should give him glutes. I will be checking comments if anyone has any suggestions on what they'd like to see, or they can't hear something well, they can't hear me. I think this piece is getting there. I think it's almost done. I think it's, let's say maybe it's probably 60, maybe 80%, I would say. Do you have anyone in mind for the other sculpt next to Rick? Which one? This one? Or do you mean this here? Let me just type real quick, maybe that'd be a little faster. Which, oh, I can't type right now. The wire? Or the print? The wire? Oh, you're asking if I have anything in mind. That's the thing. I was going to ask, like, possible quick female sculpt. Just like not too crazy, not a full figure, just like a half figure. So I don't know if you had, like, I would say maybe a popular female character. I just like to kind of stick with, like, kind of a popular, or kind of not exactly popular. Maybe there's a figure that hasn't been made of a certain character. I could maybe make that character. So stuff along those lines. I like to get the popular yet. I'm not limited to any other. You know, maybe I could do maybe what's that character's name? Move this camera up a bit. Maybe a particular character from the DC universe. Maybe a female Deadpool or stuff. So let me move this arm back here. I want to get this nice kind of tapering here. Sorry, I'm just going back and forth. I'm just end up bulking this guy up quite a bit. Did you have something in mind, L? A character that you had in mind? I don't know. I don't think I put his knee in too much, so let me check what the reference says about his knee. I'll go in a little bit. I'll make the little kneecap right here. I'm using my nail right now. I might use a tool now, just because my nail's not cutting on the other side. Kind of making this this kneecap. Maybe I have to bulk up the other side. Oh, are you there still? I'm not saying I'm just kind of wondering because if you had a character in mind, because I was gonna do something like that later. I'm going to go back to patching the characters a little more, like those other 3D prints that I was showing. Just kind of blending the edges of this right here down. I know a good amount of female characters without a statue made for them, but I don't want to force anything. No, I'm very interested, like, and like, just, it's not just the female characters, it's a lot of like just characters that have not been made into a statue but are like popular. It's just that it makes it easier for me if I want to like kind of sell the piece. Like, I'm not saying that I'm going to sell. I sell every piece, and I don't make a copy of them. Just that some with traditional pieces, they just take up space. So I sometimes just sell these on eBay. So just curious. You're not forcing it. It'd be great though. Like my brother mentioned that I should make the Doom doll, and I did, and I was kind of surprised that there was no real good model that was made for it. So I took the time and made it and printed a few copies. Probably sold about good handful. He got one, so he was among the. He got a free one. Well, I'm not saying that everyone gets a free one. I'm just saying that. Well, he was my brother, so he got one for free. Just go ahead and like list some of them or something. I'll look real quick and I'll start making something real quick of that character. If anything, I'll make at least the female form. Let me see. Let me just look at that real quick. That sounds familiar. Oh, okay. I think I've seen that on Crunchyroll. I haven't like watched the episodes. Do they seriously not have figures for that? Like, I'm not saying that I won't do it. Just that I tend to be more inclined to doing a piece if there's no figures of it. Okay, yeah, there seems to be some limited amounts of figures for that show. Alright, it's a possibility. Oh, wait, I lost the tab. So I'll start sculpting again, but hold on. Oh, okay. Alright, let's see. I'm just checking some female characters from the show. Oh, interesting. Maybe a character I can work on. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just checking online for a reference material real quick. Oh, you're right. They don't have any actual figures for these characters. Well, okay. There's some people that made like a 3D sculpt of it, but no print of it. So yeah, I think it's a very good possibility. I'll sculpt from the show actually. You know, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll make a full figure. Maybe I'll do a quick sample sculpt of the character then. Okay, you can look forward to that maybe in an hour and a half or so from now, and I'll work on it for a good hour or two. Since I started earlier than usual for my broadcast. I saw that show pop up on a Crunchyroll. Like, I watched Case Closed. I watched Dragon Ball Super and Case Closed on Crunchyroll. So Just kind of trimming these feet right here. Just not making any sense. Ooh, that's armature wire. That's kind of the issue with traditional, is the wire you might cut into. I might move this over a little bit, move the leg out. There it goes. That's a little better. Sounds great. Yeah, I'm deciding which character you think. Do you know which character is popular from the show? The most popular one, or? I don't know, I might even make a 3D sculpt of it. Maybe I might do that. Oh, I'm saying I'll still do traditional, but maybe I'll make the like, you seen the female sculpt I made of like Cora or hold on, let me see if I could set something up real quick. You know, like the Splatoon character. So I'm loading something up real quick. Okay, I'll still work on this. You know, it's not bothering my computer at all, but just trying to smooth this out real quick, and I'll be adding rubbing alcohol to this soon. I feel like the next. Oh, that's right. I was gonna do a quick patch up of the 3D print, huh? Thing is, you can't just rely on just adding clay to it to smooth it out. You might also have to use a wire tool or a loop tool, which I've shown in the previous broadcast, I think the last one, and I think last couple actually, to smooth out a piece. That's what a lot of sculptors do. It's kind of a little more efficient. Patch can only do so much, which leads to a lot of divots. Okay, hold on, I'm trying to upload the... Okay, it's loading up right now. Okay, so... this was a while ago, and I just had it kind of laying around my computer. So hold on, let me switch real quick. This is from Splatoon. This is not from the show you're mentioning, but hold on, I'm trying to switch between my cameras. So this is the model I made of the character from the game. It's kind of hard to do this without my tablet. The only thing I have to work on with her, which I've been meaning to get back around to, is her outfit. I need to make the lace along the back here. Oh, and the shoes a little bit. Very small stuff. Oh wait, oh! Didn't realize my computer still was, my broadcast was still running on my side. But yeah, I could probably do something like a digital sculpt of that character from the show. I like to be able to do that in a traditional piece of it as well. Seems like it gained quite a bit of interest. Alright, back to the other sculpt. Did you hear me when I was talking about the square girl? Because I'm not sure if my audio switches over from the camera audio to my computer audio or my mic, or my headset mic. I had my headset disconnected, so I wasn't sure if you heard it at all. My broadcaster is kind of glitching out. It's not showing the right information. It's fine. It shows on YouTube that it's broadcasting, so it's weird. Okay, so back to what I was saying about the loop tool here. Right here. What I do is you can take and glide it, but I feel like I need to add a little more clay. It feels a little, because the thing is it subtracts away from clay. It doesn't help like fix the bump. So if you have a low point, it's going to go even lower. It's going to do that low point. So you want actually a little higher than usual, and then you can carve away at it. Usually this is done early on for the form, and pretty much he is all form really. Like he's not wearing clothes and things like that. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna. Do you take the? Oh no, still has got patches, man. Oh, that's better. Push that back a bit more. The character? Okay, yeah. Just I'll look at that character and I might do a quick little demonstration. I don't want to go too crazy into it. Not yet. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a 3D sculpt and I'll do a traditional sculpt of that character. I like to show both ends of digital and traditional, and I like to maybe have a video edited maybe side to side, or maybe have them separate. You watch the digital, you watch the traditional. Hold on. Okay, back to that tool I was mentioning before, that loop tool. What you can do is you take don't take the rake side, which has the teeth. Take the kind of the smooth side. You kind of just glide over it, and it helps kind of smooth out the overall kind of shape. And then you can take rubbing alcohol and kind of go over it. Just kind of going over it. It makes a lot of little pieces here, and it lets you see like the high points and the low points of the piece. Just kind of shaving away at it. It's really important that you use a rake tool. It looks a lot more rounder and smoother. Just gotta make sure it's consistent. I gotta do a quick little demonstration of the brushing of the rubbing alcohol. I don't think I have a large enough brush right now, actually, now that I look at it. Oh, there goes the 3D print. Oh, here it is. That's good. All right, let me go ahead and do this. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, that's a little too much. Oh well. Well, that's good. Okay. All right. So with that, take my rubbing alcohol. I take a paintbrush, and then I kind of go over it. It's not going to do anything major. It will slightly dissolve the material. Not too much though. It's a great tool to kind of actually refine. I push against here. I kind of push with it. I kind of paint. I use my fingers to kind of glide over it. Smooth the piece out. Let me move the mustache out of the way real quick. Put some gloss over that and it'll help kind of, and I just press into it with the brush. I use the middle part of the brush and I go over it. Move that detail. It's the magic, where a lot of the magic happens with traditional sculpting, is the smoothing. It does great with blending clay and everything together, so just kind of go over it real quick with my hand. It helps me glide my finger over, smoothing the surface. And also, Elle, if you have any poses for that character that matches their character, because it will save me a lot of time and I can get on the piece faster. So I'm just trying to demonstrate. So you can see how it's all rough. Actually, let me check my camera. Alright, so let me just adjust this camera right here real quick. Not on the right angle I want it to be in. Show what I'm talking about. So right here it's a little rough and everything, and I take this brush and I use the metal part along with the bristles here, so it carries the rubbing alcohol. I go over with the rubbing alcohol, and I use the metal to kind of form it a little bit. To kind of smooth out areas here. And I just use my finger to come in there and then just kind of mess around. Ooh, there goes the ear, which that's fine. I never really was finalized on the ear. I'll bring this in right here. It's almost used like a clay shaper almost. The clay shaper is that rubber tip tool I mentioned before. Just kind of smooth that out right there. Right there, maybe smooth this out right here, maybe. Now you gotta use different size brushes sometimes. You can't use the same size brush for everything. It's because of like the size of the impression it leaves. It doesn't fit into all the right grooves. All sculptors have a certain way to smooth their piece. There's no way they just make the details the way they are without having to smooth it. Unless they're like a carver. Tell you the truth, they smooth still with sanding paper. Never mind, what am I talking about? Put the mustache on back real quick. What did I do with the mustache? What did I do with the mustache? Oh, there it is. See, his gut looks a lot better. I'll work on the back now. Now, I'm a little concerned. I should make sure I make that little furrow in his back, the division line along his spine, because the spine of creatures just, in general, just like humanoids, they always have the divot along there, the trapping along their back here. So I probably shouldn't get rid of that. All right, cool. So you gave me some names. Okay, that's cool. I'll look that up. As I said before, if there's any kind of pose or anything that matches the character, I'll go ahead and do that. But the reason why I'm doing the Dragon Ball Z characters, like recently, is because I've looked through my videos and I've noticed a lot more people have been interested in Dragon Ball Z sculpts. So that's kind of why. So I switch between sculpting and then using the rubbing alcohol, and I kind of just make circular patterns and then just kind of like go over it right here. Use my fingers to kind of glide, feel like maybe any inconsistencies I can go over with clay later. There it goes. Gets a lot smoother, dissolve that layer. So I'm not familiar with the characters from the show, but I will definitely check them out. Put a little bit here, a little bit here. Let me just really dilute this piece with, and then just rubbing alcohol into the clay here, giving him a nice massage. Some along the tricep here. I think I gotta just finish this piece. Sometimes when it comes down to art here, or just sculpting, or just working on something, you just have to finish it. So I'm just gonna continue with like attempting to finish. So get to the next one, and I'm gonna just sell this piece. I don't know. I'll just sell it for like $50 or something, one of a kind. No, not 50, maybe like 70 or 80 or something. Just that's not how it goes with all my pieces. Usually I like to sell more, but I don't know. It's just easier for me to find a buyer. That's not my price for all my commission pieces, by the way. These are just casual ones. Usually my prices are a little higher when it comes to commissions, just because of it's a custom piece. It's to their liking, and I gotta go through the process of getting it confirmed with them, like if they like it. If it's something just a piece I already have made, it's lower because it's already been made. But it's not always lower, I guess I should say. I should use this rake brush here. Again. I might even just maybe blend this down a bit, maybe cut this up a bit. Maybe some cross hatching right here. Blend the form. It helps with smoothing a piece, the rake here. So as I said before, just if you have any of those characters in mind, just look for a good pose for them, or maybe something that matches their character. I may make a full sculpt tomorrow or next time, or I might go ahead and do that half figure I mentioned I was going to do later. Oh crap, I'm just dropping all my clay. Oh, I had someone message me recently, or not message, left a comment on one of my videos. I like a game called Evolve. It's a great game. Issue though, it has kind of a high learning curve to it. It's a great game though. It's really fun when you have both monster and hunters knowing what they're doing. It could be a little frustrating at times, but sometimes it feels one-sided. But there's a certain way. It's a tough game, I guess I would say. And they wanted to see if I could maybe sculpt a monster with them or something on a Google Hangout. I never done anything with the Google Hangout or Google Plus in general. So you can leave a link in the description, in the comments. I'll click the link there. Oh, I gotta use this rake more. I haven't done. It's not that I haven't done traditional in a while, but like I need to use this rake more. It does such a great job with blending forms or just blending. Heck, it makes a great job making skin on characters too. By the way, I'm not trying to make skin on these characters, but it blends the form so much better. This is looking pretty good. I like this. Rake tools are probably like the sculptor's best friend. I'm gonna use these scraps here to help not dilute, but add some substance to my rubbing alcohol. It's kind of like a paste. I really don't want any sculpting on my new computer. I did that. I had that happen with my other computer. It works still. As I said before, just make sure you put a link. You put a link in the chat. Just repeating myself. Well, look at that. It looks a lot better now, right? Should have done it maybe with a gut. I might do that with a gut real quick. Switching between the two, so it helps carve away kind of a depth to it, and then oh, there it goes, looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and check those characters you mentioned, and I know I'm overdue with the patching of the 3D prints, but you got my interest with those characters. Yeah, I could see how someone would be interested in her. No. Yeah, I see. She's got very good character. No. No, let me check your other character you mentioned. Tokoyami? Let me see. Oh, that's an interesting character. Like some sort of bird. Interesting. I see. I'm looking at the characters here, and it seems like there's like a pink character. There is a character with like black hair, female character. There's like this frog character. Another one with pink hair, but not completely pink, but more human-like. And then the character you mentioned before with the black hair and design. But this one has like a bluish tint to it. I don't think you can go up with the link. Is it going through? Have you tried it? Because I don't think I disabled anything. Hold on. Can you try if you can? Then I could probably maybe make you a moderator temporarily maybe. If it doesn't go through, I can go ahead and I think add you a moderator, which I think you can allow links. So go ahead and try. If it doesn't work, then I'll put you as a moderator. I said it appears as gray text. Okay, let me try this. Here you go. Now go ahead and try that link again. Should work now. Ah, see? Aha. Ah, I see. Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, it worked. I put you as a moderator. For now, like if my channel gets big, then I'll have people that have been to my channel the longest as moderators, or something. Which I feel that's in a few months. Because after that thing I'm doing collaboration with that YouTuber, I feel like I'm gonna get a small burst in accounts. I'll be doing. I'll give you a heads up. I'll be doing things like raffling 3D prints and stuff. I've had things I wanted to do with this channel. I've been always wanting to do raffles and stuff. It's not looking right. If you have another link or anything, you could post it. Saw that bird fellow. I see I was using different parts of the tool, and I do like the teeth side of this loop tool quite a bit. My leg's kind of bothering me. A little bit, not much though. I do have to say, if anyone does sculpt or anything, I would say make sure you get this rake tool. It's been like a lifesaver. Should have used this earlier. Like, I forgot about it. The teeth side, the purpose of it. Does a great job at smoothing out the piece. Just add a lot to it and just subtract from it. Oh no, that's fine. You know, I can always make up a pose or something for the character. Just blending shapes and forms right now. Getting there. The form is looking a lot better once I started using the sloop tool. Heck, it doesn't have to, by the way, it doesn't have to be the exact character, by the way. If you find a pose that matches the character, you know, maybe from another anime show, I can use that pose. So don't worry about not finding the exact pose. Am I on the right side? Oh no, I'm not. There you go, this is looking pretty good now. It has to be the actual character that's posing. Sometimes I check the anime clips, or I check fan art of the character, and they come up pretty good poses. Like, I could try come up pose myself, but I'm not familiar with this show. And if I'm not familiar with the show, I may rely on fan art to go ahead and give me the idea of what that character would pose as. And then I might even look through the anime real quick, through the anime series. There it goes. That's better. The good thing about this rake tool is when I start using rubbing alcohol, it's got such small little marks that they're easily dissolvable. So those little teeth marks will be non-existent once I start adding rubbing alcohol. Teeth add a nice kind of resistance. It doesn't cut into the piece too much. It doesn't take chunks out. It takes very small amount of chunks. It distributes the force quite decently. Can't believe I forgot to use it. Should have used it earlier. I should just made the form very rough, a little larger than normal, and then trim it. Whoops, just some clay. Just trying to rough this out real quick. Not rough it out, it's not really quick at all. Taking longer than I should have. But don't worry, I will just don't worry about like maybe the pose too much. Maybe I'll just maybe do a. If you want, I also look at just typical like poses for just anime figures. Characters that are similar to each other and kind of copy that pose. I'm just gonna go along the grain of this. Should have done this earlier. Probably been way ahead, further ahead than I am now. So there, Al? Just wondering. That looks like better. That looks much better. Oh no, yeah, that's fine, Al. That's like, that is the character, you know. Heck, sometimes you don't even have to do a pose that matches the character. It could be a pose that, that maybe unlike them, but maybe so you don't see too much. As I mentioned before, it doesn't have to be an exact pose from them. It could be a pose from maybe another anime that you might think suits the character, or something along those lines. A lot of clay crumbs. I think this is such an amazing job at blending. Hope I'm not breathing too much in the camera or something. My face is like right behind it. Could be a little awkward sculpting. There it goes. That's better. Some there it goes. Oh, I have the, oops, I have my sculpting application open still. Hold on. I'm really curious to see how well this cleans up. It's a lot rounder, a lot better. I like it. Not clay shavings. A lot of oh, better. There it goes. There it goes. That's so much better. Alright, let me try some rubbing alcohol now. See how it cleans up. I don't push into it too much, just enough to kind of dissolve the Sorry, it might be a little boring. I'm spending too much time. I gotta patch up those other pieces real quick, just real quick, and then I guess I should do a quick sculpt, maybe an hour or so long. There it is. Alright, I think I'm going to take a break from this piece. It's so close, it annoys me. Like, I know what to do next time, so. It's very close. It looks very nice now, form-wise. Should have done that second time I recorded. Taking longer than it should have. So I'm going to take them to the side right now. Alright. Hold on, I need to take a quick little drink. Gatorade. Sponsored? Okay. I'm thinking, I guess I'll do some quick patch up, I guess. It's not going to be very long. It'll be probably the next 5 minutes. And by midnight, or where I'm at, which is in 15 minutes or so, I think I'm going to go ahead and start working on that character. Just real quick, I guess. Should get a nice little chunk of that epoxy clay. Not too much. I don't want to go crazy. I'd rather use the art epoxy, which is it takes longer to set. It sets up in like a few hours as opposed to only 5 minutes. Actually, I don't know what my camera looks like right now. Oh, it's a little. He looks so much better now. He looks so much rounder. It's nice. All right, so I'm just gonna work on top of Iroh's head. He's got this kind of stepping issue with his head. Just do a quick little patch. It's not too crazy. And I'll do some more patching with a Doom doll. Do a little bit of this and just kind of squish it on. I want to try to keep it as close to like the form, so it takes very little very small amount of sanding. It's like patching up a car, I guess. Like the what's it called? It's like a what is that material called? It's like body repair. It's like a can't put my finger on it right now. The body filler for your car. If it gets dented or something or scratched, you could fill it. It's a polyester kind of material. It's Bondo. That's the name of it, but I was trying to remember what the other name for it was. It's good filler too, and it's cheaper. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of glide this along the top here. Don't worry, just give me like your best idea on a pose for that character. I'm gonna have to use a different material for this part right here. It's not going as smooth right now for this patch up. The other material, the sculpting epoxy. Oh, my hand is starting to heat this up. Gotta set up faster. No, I'm not too worried that it won't be perfect. This is supposed to be just quick, and I've had this epoxy for a while, so just kind of blending it down. So I won't say it's perfectly flat, but it gets my point across with it. This right here, I can just kind of clump and blend the edges right here. Right here. It's starting to set up. Yeah, I think it's too late for it. Oh, it's warm. It's done for. Just quick little patch up on the shoulder there, a little bit of Iroh's head. Stuff sets up in like a few minutes after it's mixed. Okay, let me go ahead and look at that character real quick. So I'm going to start. Yeah, see, that took about 5 minutes. Well, the patching did. Alright, let me see. What I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to rough out the form of the female form first. And during that time, if if you can find maybe, I'm going to probably work on, let me see that character. Probably the female one first. The male one I'll probably do another time. No, he's definitely a good option. Now, what's better? Should I, well, for this character, I was thinking, let's see. Okay, what I can do is this. I'll make the form, and I'll sculpt one of the female characters, just real briefly. So the best way, the way this starts, of course, as I mentioned before, is you need to lay out get the body first. Actually, I'm not seeing what my camera's looking at right now, or seeing. It's kind of annoying to work with. It's a little too old, I guess. Up here, kind of making the neck a bit. I like the, it is a standing pose. I like to make it somewhat dynamic, kind of. It's not really standing, it's a half figure. I want to make that character that you sent to me, the female one, I guess. Just real quick. Her name is Momo Hayayorozu, or something like that. Put some fill this in a little bit right here. I think I'll be making her her outfit. Why do they have different outfits? They have like a school uniform and then they have like another outfit or something. I highly doubt it's a school uniform. That guy's a little too tough. I think I might use the other box of clay I have. It bothers me so much. I got this clay like maybe a month and a half ago, so maybe that's why. It's been a nice cool spot though. Hold on, let me check the other one. Whatever, I'll try. No, it's like the same. Never mind. It's so tough now. Hey, oops! I didn't close it, but I went back. All right. Oh, it's her hero costume. Okay. You know what? I think I could do either one. But I think she might be more well known with her hero costume. Or, I mean, her hero outfit. No. I see. All heroes are well known for their unique design. Now, this clay is killing me. Don't worry, it should be more filled out soon. Oh yeah. Just I need to get a layer of clay on the armature first before I start putting more clay on. And what I like to do is, as I put the clay on, I like to add kind of a form to it all. Blend this down. I like to keep the shoulders narrow. Female characters always have narrow shoulders. You can always tweak the shoulders later, and then there's ways of getting around that. I like to emphasize kind of like the traps, but not crazy like she's buff, but like some sort of curvature to it. I like to add this here, and then start making kind of like the profile view of the head. And of course, since anime, you know, their heads are crazy. I don't see a link or anything. So this is a brief sculpt I'll be doing. I don't think I'll be doing crazy details like accessories such as like shields or anything. And like the collarbone. I know the head looks wonky and everything, and it's just I just added the clay to the profile view. Haven't done anything to the front of the view yet. If clay was softer, it'd be a lot faster. I still don't see the picture or the link you sent, Elle. I don't know what you're talking about the pose. Right here. Oh. Oh, I get it. Okay. It's just that since it's very limited, the pose is, since it's a half figure, the pose is kind of limited. It could maybe certain torso gestures, but it's kind of limited currently right now. This was just something I just put together real quick. Oh, hold on. I need to relax a bit. I'm leaning over and trying to look over this camera as I start making the hips a bit right here. Got some clay right here. Start making the legs. It's gonna look kind of funky at first. Looks like little tiny feet. I'm just gonna keep these arms up for right now so I can just get around the body. Put them down a bit. I like to emphasize the rib cage a bit, so I like to put like the along with kind of like the start making the character a little more fuller. Sorry, as I said before, this clay is really tough. It's kind of tough for me to really. This clay was soft. I would have had That guy finished faster. It just takes so much effort. Okay, there, a little higher with the rib cage. The rib cages need to be. Don't worry, it will start looking normal once the arms are filled in and everything. But look at this guy. Look at how smooth he is now. Like this one back here. Patch that head right there. Looks a lot better. Let's see. So let me go ahead and I need this clay to warm up in my hand, and this is super sculpty. So the thing about it is you got to keep in mind that you don't want the clay to bake, because hotter the clay is, the more likely it's going to become solid, like cooked, like unmovable. Like it's not the strongest material, but you can't do anything with it once it's baked. You sand it and drill it, I guess. Let's add some more to this character right here. Some character. No, okay. Really filling the character out on this model. Just gotta get the profile here. I always like to emphasize the contrast between where the hip and the leg starts right here. Getting that kind of that line right here. Maybe start working the shoulders a little bit. But it's great that you're sticking around, Al. I know it's been a long broadcast. You've been busy. What time is it where you're at, actually, Al? Just curious. I'm just kind of surprised I haven't. I saw, what was his name? Gearcraft was here last night. I think it was last night. Yeah, it was last night. He hangs around. We talk sometimes. Just after midnight. Oh, so you're along the East Coast. Or no, wait, West Coast. Like I am, along the Pacific Coast, eh? I think. Well, here it's just a little after midnight too. I might even turn this character a little bit to get one leg in front of the other. Oops. Ooh, I should not do that yet. Not yet. Live in California. No. I am in California. Well, I'm not going to give any details about it, but I'm in California. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. That means a lot. It's nice. Like, not a lot of people, a lot of my subscribers, I think, are aware of these broadcasts since they're so late at night. I think they catch it's like the next day. It's not often that you actually, I don't think it's very often that you come across someone that does a live sculpting broadcast. It's not like on the spot. Like this is on the spot, this character right here. It's not like I planned it. Just kind of filling out the head right now. And this clay stuff. I might adjust my my setting real quick. Hold on. A little closer to me off the table. Oh. See, this stuff is, look, I could just bend it, and instead of being pulled, it will rip. I think the clay is just too cold. It's not cold, it's just like room temperature. Here's the clay, by the way, if anyone was interested. If there was anyone else there, there was one. I think there was one other person that showed up. Right, a little more emphasis on the rib cage here. Definitely want to be a little creative with the curves. Maybe a little bit longer of a waist. More of like a V here and then out for like an hourglass effect. And the thing is, it's important. I think I should probably start using a tool about this point. Where is it at? Maybe I'll use this tool. No, where's the other one? I can't seem to find it right now. I want to say a mess, but okay, I'll use this, okay? The flat end here, I guess, and no. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, whatever, I'll use a spatula. Round it in, I guess. What I like to do is, as I said before, the whole line of symmetry deal, and I got to make sure I add more to the neck here, a little more of the face here. So I'm going to go ahead. Normally, it's ideal if you do traditional that you don't have exactly in a T pose when you work. Yeah, that wire is right there too. And what I do is I can kind of cut away at the profile here, add more to the other side. So yeah, more or less in this next 50 minutes, I will try to get to the detailing of the person, of the character. But that's a lot to do for our sculpt, like especially when the clay is this tough. Like this Super Sculpting firm, oh my gosh, like this has gone through so much changes. Like it's gone through like 2 formula changes. Which this is so much softer than it used to be. When I first started sculpting with this clay, this stuff was like rock hard, and you had to mix it with the softer version of it. It sucked. A little more of this here, maybe a little bit higher on the rib cage, right here, and then I'll push this out a little bit. Narrow the rib cage a bit because females don't have a very broad rib cage. Oh boy. Bring the arms out again. A little too buff still. Come on, camera. Hold on, you might have to turn the sculpt towards me a bit. I'll lower this a bit. Bring this in a bit here. I do find it interesting how it kind of hops like that. I have a little graph here. Basically, people that are watching. I find it interesting, like that. It'd be nice if they said hi. I'm not saying that they have to. Just, I guess they don't have to, but Oh, I said they didn't have to. I don't know. I'm crazy right now. Can't think. Let's put more here. Just right here. It's weird to do like a half figure, just because it's weird to have the legs cut off. Gotta put some real pressure into this here and blend it a bit. And the thing is that originally there were like 3 or so. There were 3 people here total. Getting that form there. I might even start sculpting kind of the collarbone here. Separation between the neck and whatever. Bring that up a bit. Bring this back more here, so start making the pecs a bit. Now the thing is, I need to make sure I start making the, I'm gonna go to here, come up. No, I need to be, the body needs to be a little longer. So I need to put like a place marker. So I know the kind of where the groin is, so the head to here, to navel, to groin. I think I went a little too crazy with the hips. But that character is truly a little exaggerated. Well, all anime characters are exaggerated, especially the female ones. Go ahead, I'm going to cut this down here so there's more of a slant here. Put these arms a little further out more. I'll bend at the elbow here. I might even put her hands on her hips. She seems to have the kind of the attitude. She has one arm down and one arm on her hip. Sorry, hold on. Just leaning forward. And this chair's kind of uncomfortable too. Kind of like that. It's important to always get the egg shape for the head first. Just for any kind of thing. It could be realistic heads or anime heads. And you can carve away at it. That's what is important when you make. Sorry, once I got the mask going, like it'll be a lot easier to trim and add to it. The real issue is the real like work is working this clay. I'll start adding some mass to the arms so I can determine if the shoulders have to be narrower or not. The way I usually work on the arms is you have a ball for kind of the arm there, and I just take some clay here. What I do is I start with like cylinders. What I do is I push the clay here, and then I can wrap it around the wire. Kind of make it kind of like a bone, I guess. And then I'll add the mass to it in later. I might even add maybe a little bit of some pecs right here. Well, because the way it works with the chest or the here is that you still need a pec so that you can see some kind of anatomy to it. You can't just make a female character without having anatomy. Well, all the anatomy. Gonna do the same thing right here. I will just put a nice thin amount of clay on here. Push this in a bit because the shoulder should be about right there. I usually sculpt the arms up to the wrist. Right, or maybe just like a little prototype hand, I guess. Just kind of like a place marker here. Have the hand a little longer, actually. Might even make the arm come in a little more, make the shoulders a little narrower. Right, add a little bit more mass to the arm here. Emphasize certain kind of muscles. I kind of like to have some meat on the characters, like muscle meat. Well, that's what meat is, but some. Never mind. I really like kind of strong shoulders. At least some emphasis on the forearm here, along with a nice strong kind of elbow pointing out. A little too thick along the waist right here, so I really like the back's arched, so I'm gonna look at the other side real quick since it doesn't have any clay on it. Sorry, you may not see some of the character until like at the end of the broadcast, so as you can see, I'm getting that kind of that form here. I'm trying to tuck this in right here. At this point, I might even block out some of the characters' like outfit. Her hero outfit has this thing that goes around her hip right here. So let me see. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to real quick, I guess not real quick, it's going to take a while. I have to heat up the clay with my hand. Body temperature is usually ideal for warming up clay, so it can take a little while. As you can see, I'm getting like the form. You know, not the hair yet or anything, but it's important to get the form. Alright, but you know, if there's anything that you're doing, you know, reading or something, or checking online for other stuff, you can go ahead and do that. It's just gonna take a little bit. I think a couple minutes. Yeah. You know, I wonder if that person's gonna come back. There's a person that was in Korea that actually stopped by a broadcast, and we're gonna try dropping by again. Oh, what is the name again? Don't remember. I remember if I saw the name, I would. I haven't seen that person for like a month, but that's because I haven't been broadcasting as much. I might even make this video private afterwards. It's public broadcast right now. Anyone can see it. Anyone with subscribers would be notified of it. But I think after I'm done with this, I'm going to click it to private and then maybe trim it, cut the video or something so that it has two separate things. Sorry, it's almost there. This clay. Okay, I think it's... I'm going to... just quickly kind of, not quickly, I keep saying quickly, but it's as quick as I can to with this clay. Normally I have a clay roller, like a pasta roller, so I get consistent like a consistent width. I get trim and everything. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to, it's like a place marker for it. So right, yeah, her hips may be a little too wide. Kind of like that. I'm gonna have to mute real quick. Hold on, I think it's a little noisy. Okay, back on. I think I'll make her body a little longer by just pushing down on this. Oops. Put this around right here. This is a place marker, it's not permanent. Make this a little more. That one was cut in right here, like the oblique section right here, so I gotta trim that out. Oops, I almost spilled the rubbing alcohol. It smells pretty strong right now. I'm just going to add some, like, kind of some little hairs, I guess. Why not? Just kind of as a, as I said before, like a place marker. Her hair is a little crazy. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, she has a bang here, and it's everything else is in the back. This is a place marker. It won't be accurate dimensionally. It's more meant to see from the front. I'm not sure what the volume of her hair is. It doesn't give an actual good side view of her. Which I can always tweak in later, but... It looks like it kind of goes like... It won't be perfect just yet, so... Might even like make kind of like the bangs right here. Move the face out real quick. Okay, so she's got her hair kind of back. Hair might be a little too long right here and a little too thick. Let's run her waist right here real quick for that belt. I will add some character to her. Okay. Character one? No kidding. I'm gonna definitely bring some emphasis to the waist right here for the kind of shoulder blades. Pull this up right here. Bring this in because there's the difference between the muscles. There's a line around here between the muscles in the shoulder, from the shoulder to the scapula and the trapezius here. The division line, I guess it's a division line along the scapula. The collarbone. A little bit here. You kind of see some of the character going already. I might have to make the body a little longer. I might even have to use rubbing alcohol at this point just to make sure. I might even just use this rubber tip tool actually. Kind of use it kind of like my fingers. Kind of bring that in right here. Right here, bring that up. Bring this up because the rib cage, when it's arched especially, leaves kind of this sharper point. I really like the emphasis on collarbones. Just either it's males or females. It's great to show something like with anatomy underneath. I might have to even just split this right here. Oh, hold on. A little break. I should really get a better setup. I've said that for a while. Kind of do the same thing with the other arm. I'll pose and everything, Maybe put it on her hip here, or both hands on her hips or something. I feel like she's a character that is very angry a lot of times. Just the way she looks, and yeah, it looks like she yells a lot in the anime. Gets angry at like the main character quite a bit. Applying the clay in the right amounts, kind of squishing it and pulling it down to get that kind of that look. So what I did with the one side, I'll try to do with the other. So if the cut's in like this here, I gotta make sure it goes like this here. Now I gotta make sure I start drawing along the spine. Right here, and I'll start making planes now. Thing is that about females is that they're not very muscular. They can be muscular, just that their shoulder blades are a little more pronounced than males. So usually it's a rule of thumb that you kind of carve into this a bit. I'm going to take this here and kind of go into it a bit. I'm going to kind of smooth this out a bit. I'm going to just briefly rake over it. Now I want to start making the shoulder blades a little bit, so I'm going to kind of draw them in a bit. Even tools that aren't meant to kind of draw, I use them in some way to draw the shoulder blades. And that helps me determine like where I should kind of take away from. They're pretty decent so far. Thing is that this looks a little funky because I have not continued the deltoid down along the arm around here. Shoulders might be a little too big. I might just trim away from a bit. I might start making some facial details. Yeah, it's pretty good. So far, it's like, what? Almost 40 minutes into making this. Oh, I guess it's 40 minutes into making this character. I want to start kind of making the facial features real quick. Not facial features, but like just details. Just like some generic kind of foundation with landmarking and whatnot. So I'm going to take this off right here. I might have to do some changing since I did work on the arms kind of at separate times. She's a little larger on this side, so hold on. kind of bring this in. You surviving there, L? You alive? Just gonna start adding kind of I'm gonna bring these arms up a little bit so I can get around them a little bit. Bring this arm a bit and trim here. Should really use the X-Acto knife for that. I'm gonna close the gap here a little bit. Where's my other tool here? Oh, here it is, spatula. Whoop. Womp womp. Womp womp womp. Oh, he's alive. Now, as I can see here, it's a little wider on this side. Trim this a little bit here. Usually shoulder blades are about half the what was I gonna say? Usually half the length of the top armor, the humerus. What does it say on it? Oh. What's going on outside? I'm going to bring this a little lower. You watch this show, L? Or just something that you know that is pretty popular? Oh, I guess on Crunchyroll they do mention that it is a pretty popular show and they recommend it a lot of times. Now what I like to do, let me move this arm back a bit. I might just pull this arm back like that. It gives me a better look at the form. Now the thing is that hips, they come up from here, come around here. When it gets to that point right there, there's usually a flat part here, and then there's a distinction between that and the start of the leg here. Pull this arm back too. This is supposed to be where the rib cage kind of is here, so I'm just kind of bring that out a bit here. going to take this loop tool here now. I like the big one here. Just kind of cut away at this here. Oh, there goes another hairpiece. Another placeholder here. I managed to finish the little... Oh, okay. Oh, there's very few episodes? Oh, okay. Sorry, I haven't been really looking at much at the chat, the comment, yeah, the chat. I guess I'll add the features, the character. Not this, but the thing that gives her powers now. Wait, guess what? I have to wait for the clay to warm up in my hand real quick. I'm just gonna relax a bit. My back, leaning forward, hunched. It's not good. It's because this is the distance between the piece to the camera, but then I'm like, I want to say equal distance behind, but I'm like probably about 3/4 the distance from behind, so it's almost double the distance, you know. And I'm like leaning, trying to look over it. So it is, I would say it is somewhat of a hindrance to my performance. Alright, I think I'm about ready again. Yeah, the clay is stubborn. Let's check her features. Oh, I gotta work with both hands real quick. A little better, hold on. I gotta get some more clay. What do you watch it on anyways, Elle? Do you watch it on Crunchyroll? Do you watch it on Kiss Anime? Or Kim Anime? Or just some other anime thing? It's a little, I think it's a little too big. Yeah, it's a little too large. It's probably be 3/4 of that. Okay, clay starting. Oh, Hulu. Oh, okay. Hulu. Is Hulu good? I was always wondering is it good? Is there a good collection of shows and stuff? I like how this guy is turning out so far. Put that back. Gearcraft. See, Al, I was telling you about this guy. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen him yet. But yeah, so I just kind of took a break. I patched up some characters here. See the dark gray stuff is just some patching along the face here. A little bit on Iroh right here. And then I worked on a little bit more on this. He's a little more cleaner. And whatnot. So yeah, I just had to give a break. Just making this character that was just suggested. Oh, Hulu is good. And welcome, Gearcraft. I'm pretty sure I said it already, but yeah. So Hulu is good. Okay. I don't know. I've been doing Netflix, Crunchyroll. Yeah. So does it have a good anime selection? Do you have Netflix? I have a feeling that everyone has Netflix around like now. Not everyone, but majority of the world. No, yeah. No, yeah, I don't mean anything. It's just like, you're late. How dare you? No. Guy. Probably too busy working on cars. No. Maybe these are a little too large. Feel like a surgeon. Kind of like place markers right now. It's from an anime show right now, so. How them? Oh, the banana chips. Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't in complete control of them. I didn't really. The thing is that it was a family member was making them, and what happened was that they wanted something different from what I wanted. So what happened was it ended up being more like, I guess, some sort of Trader Joe kind of banana treat or something. So basically, it wasn't a chip; it was more of a mummified. So it still was kind of like juicy, not juicy, but it was still kind of soft. I kind of don't like that. Like I like it, but it's just not what I was expecting of it. I had to bring these hips down a little more, actually. Hold on. Got to be more of a subtle U. Trim that. So the bananas, they're good. They're sweet. They're quite sweet. But I was hoping for those. You got Netflix? I feel Hulu might be a better selection of anime. Oh, you haven't? Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised. Sometimes you don't know what Netflix actually has. Like you'll be surprised that there's actually some stuff you didn't know it had. Bring the hips in a little more. The thing is that with hips is that when there's a hip here, there's a bone that connects here, but there's a part of the femur that sticks out right here that protrudes, and it goes down this way. So that gives that kind of hour shaped look of the hips. Very in-depth research an artist has to go through to understand these things. Oh, you got important stuff? That's fine. Don't worry. You'll be able to watch this video or something later. But as I said before, I might make it a private video, so it may not pop up in my video feeds unless I post a link or something. I don't know. I'm split on posting this video right now. But thanks for stopping by, though, El. I will try to get whatever I can in the next 30 minutes or so of this character. Oh no, that's fine. That's great. No, I'm happy. I'm like, no, that's perfect. Thanks though. Yeah. Well, that's fine. Like, it means it means a lot. Like, there's people that stop by and they don't say anything and they just leave. I'm notified of people when they show up. Like, I don't see their names, but I do see people, like the number of people watching. Like, the thing is that I know it's kind of weird to kind of acknowledge them when they haven't said hi or anything, so I try not to say anything. I'm just finding it curious. Well, no, thanks. Yeah, I'm sure you're busy. Trying to get that money to get the money. I'm sure you got work. Trying to get that garage. All that good stuff. No, but that's pretty cool. Thanks. And you too, El. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Don't worry. You can always, skip through. I agree. Sometimes it can be kind of boring watching everything, and you're not really taking part in the conversation when you're like watching when I'm talking with other people or something, so it's not as exciting. Just trying to make her assets right now. Takes skill, determination. Yeah, it's the thing. I still have that piece. It's laying around like on my dresser right now, along with a couple other pieces. I will try to get back to that. I do want to get back to it. I was actually making a digital version, a copy, or not copy, but a like I was thinking like, okay, the Mercy I was thinking about doing the original Mercy, but I really like kind of the other outfits aside from the original Mercy. I'm thinking like either the Witch Mercy or like the Imp Mercy or both. Like they're really good outfits. Like I like both of them. I do like the original Mercy outfit though, but like the Imp and the Witch, Which one do you like though, Gearcraft? And Elle, if you like to take part, if you play Overwatch. I'm sure you probably play Overwatch. You watch anime, and then if you play video games, I'm sure everyone's at least dabbled a little bit in Overwatch, like the free weekend or whatever. I haven't played Overwatch in a long time. I like the characters though. Do you like the regular costume? I was really thinking about just sculpting like characters, their Overwatch like alternative costumes. Witch Mercy, yeah, yeah. I definitely want to sculpt those, and I think a Blizzard is not going to make the alternate costume, so. And I definitely have to say that Witch Mercy is, I think, a lot of people's favorites. So I think I'm going to change that Mercy I was working on and change it into like Witch Mercy. That's a little better. Her assets, her characteristics, or her character is really showing now. Showing a lot. No. This is a character from an anime that Elle has mentioned to me, and that would be... Oh, shoot. Oh, you can? Okay, oh, cool. Yeah, the... what system? Is it... Do you play PC? What else? PC, Xbox, or PlayStation? Just curious. I have both. I don't have both for Overwatch, but I have all three systems. I have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation, and I have which is the computer I'm using right now, the PC. PC? I see. PC is pretty intense. Just everything on PC is pretty intense, really. The accuracy and everything that players have with a mouse and keyboard. I haven't played any like really tough shooters like well, I guess the closest shooter I have is you have Gearcraft. You play Evolve at all? I like Evolve. I like Legacy more than Stage 2, but Stage 2 definitely has some stuff I like about it. But I'm just curious if you come across or thought about playing it. Takes more skill. Yeah, of course, yeah. Because, accuracy and everything, you have to actually plan and get the surprise. All that good stuff. But have you played Evolve? You know Evolve? I'm not talking about Arc. I'm talking about the good Evolve. Oh yeah, do you know about the free-to-play Evolve on PC? It's pretty good. It's pretty much like the full version of Evolve, but slightly different. It's the same game. It's just it's not the same in a way. Hold on. You can download it right now, actually. It's called Evolve Stage 2 now. It's not just called Evolve anymore. So your game, if you look up Evolve, it's probably changed the name of your game. You can still play Legacy though. You still play the original if you bought the game beforehand on PC. But it's a free-to-play game. However, not all the characters are unlocked. It was a different attempt that Torok was trying to do because 2K was bugging the heck out of him. Perhaps one of my favorite games ever. Is that game? I might have to reduce these a bit. I play Evolve every so often. That game definitely takes skill. Like, oh my gosh, you need to have a good team in everything. Like, because it's a 4v1 game. It can be frustrating, but man, it takes so much teamwork to be on Hunters. But if you have a good team, the monster has like no chance. Well, I wouldn't say no chance. The monster just has to outplay them. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you I do feel better though. Eventually, I went to urgent care, and they checked a few things. They said everything seems fine, I think they said that the sudden change in nutrition has kind of caused some strangeness. I guess so. I feel better though, but knee feels better. So everything seems better now. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope I'll see you again. Maybe another broadcast. Maybe I'll be finishing this or that piece or something. But hope to see you again. Gearcraft. Good night. I will be wrapping this up in about 5 minutes anyways. Cool. Gotta reduce these. The camera makes them look gigantic, but they're not. Well, I guess they are kind of that big. I guess I just gotta lower them a bit. Bring them a little closer. The hardships of being a sculptor. So tough. Let's see. Alright, so let's see. I guess Gearcraft left, so L in Gearcraft. I'll be wrapping up this soon, but as you can see, I worked on this piece a little more. He looks a lot smoother, a lot nicer. I'll be adding the costume designs and the finger and details later. But yeah, I patched up the characters here, the darker grays of the patching work. I'll be sanding it. I got the Doom doll here. The whole arm move and boom, shh. Right there. I patched that a little bit too. Got the arrowhead that I modeled and printed. I patched it up here too, so it's smooth and consistent. And this is the anime character from a show, so anime character from an anime show, of course. I just recently, I think it's only been about an hour or so that I've worked on this. So, but yeah, so take this off right here. I'll be smoothing out probably next time. This is supposed to be a belt or something she's wearing right here. It's just act as a place marker here. She has like a strap across here, and I was not familiar with this character until today. When a fellow L, he was here earlier, mentioned I should make a character from the show. I may even make a digital model. Oops, they're not attached exactly yet. As I said before, they're kind of just placed. Got kind of this outfit here, which I'll be adding here later. I may move this a little higher though. That's better. But yeah, so I've talked, I've answered questions, and I hope anyone that's new that shows up or comes by the chat, I hope you enjoy. This will be posted later, everything that's happened. You can always speed through it. So overall, I'll just go over what I taught. I've worked on this one more, nearly done. I worked on this character for about an hour, 10 minutes or so. I patched up these 3D prints. The head comes off. Whoop. Whoa, there it goes. Heads will roll. And yeah, so if anyone just showed up, sorry, I'm about to wrap up. Unless you have a question, I can answer it real quick, or I could work for another 5 minutes or so. So so that you at least see something. Well, this will be posted later, so yeah. Okay. I guess I'll work a couple of minutes, and if there's any questions, I will work on it a little longer. I've already been working on sculpting for like 2.5 hours. So hour and 10 minutes on this one, maybe 20 minutes on patching, and more of the time on that other piece. I may make a full figure of this, or I'm going to probably make a full figure of one of these anime characters. I'm going to work on armature tomorrow and make another character from the show, or maybe even do just maybe a yeah. But I welcome anyone that's new, and both new and old, like not old, but new and returning is a better way of putting it. I will definitely try to I should make a full figure of this character, probably just because. So I'll make an armature outside of broadcasting. Or maybe I'll just make a 3D print and just work on the... I don't know. All right, cool. So I worked a little longer, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. I think things I will be doing next time. I might do some more patch ups with 3D prints on how to do that. Maybe introduce my patching material. Try to finish the Dragon Ball Super character. Maybe work from a Dragon Ball Z character, a different one. Maybe this time maybe a 3D sculpt, and then maybe print later. No, I won't do the print at the same time, but something. I'll work on this piece more for probably another hour or so. Get more of the refining of the form, and then start adding the clothing, like refining and everything, adding the facial details. It's pretty decent so far. I'll cut away more from the hair and the neck, or work on that. But yeah. So thanks for stopping by, everyone. L, Gearcraft. There were a couple others, but they didn't say anything. But I appreciate it. Yeah, so till next time, till tomorrow, or I would say I'll try to do tomorrow, definitely. All right,